In this video, I'm going to be showing how we took a new coaching business from, well, they're not new, they just newly started working with me, right? From zero to 20,000 a month, over 20,000 a month. And I'm going to be breaking down exactly how we got there, the numbers, our challenges, and our plans to get this business to be doing over £150,000 a month by the end of this year. So this is going to be part of a new series where I'm going to be very transparent, sharing the offers I'm working on and scaling them from wherever they are at. Well, it's going to be from zero. I'm not including any sales that they get outside of me or organically from the sales that we bring them on our clients' offers. I'm going to be showing exactly how we take it from zero to £100,000 a month, and this is going to be the first video in this series. I really should have recorded one earlier because I had one in mind of what we're going to do to get this to the first 20,000 a month, but we've already passed that now. So I'm going to be showing you from where we are at now. So currently we're generating over £20,000 a month for this business, and the business is called Digital Business School. So just to give you some context on this business, right? What they do is they take to working professionals and help them transition into a tech career as a business analyst. So where they can be earning between 55 to 75,000 pounds a year working remotely. So it's for basically getting people to transition into a new career where they can earn more from working from home, right? So I'm going to give you a breakdown of all the numbers that we did, and this is for August 2025, right? So in total, we did 22,055 pounds in revenue. Our cash collected was £7,892.46. The total commission that we paid our setters is £1,124, and the total commission that we paid our closers is £1,554, right? Our advertising spend this month was £3,940 58, and then our net profit was actually very low. It was only £1,273 88, but our net profit on this is on the cash basis, on cash collected, but our net profit on a revenue basis was £16,000 £436 42, right? So in August, that's what we generated. And so this was pretty much a breakthrough because 2 months ago, this business was generating pretty much zero, right? Not even pretty much, it was generating zero, right? So we made a lot of changes to get to this point. I'm going to be covering them. I'm covering the challenges that we're currently facing and how we're going to overcome them and to scale this up past £100,000 a month. So let's dive right in. So this is now you guys have the context of what this is. And I'm being completely transparent with the numbers that we're doing here, right? So yeah. So the bottlenecks that was holding us back before they were working with us is they had inconsistent traffic, right? So this business was basically unknown. Like they had next to zero organic presence anywhere, just a few posts on Instagram, basically. So their business was mostly reliant on referrals. They were doing some Google ads here and there, but it was just basically mostly reliant on referrals. So there's no source for consistent traffic, right? There's sporadic content creation, and the content was terrible. I'm going to show you the Instagram page. So yeah, before working with us, they really just only had an Instagram page over here, which had it was about like 1,500 followers before they started working with us. And you can see like the stuff that they were posting. It's not it doesn't really do anything to pretty much sell anybody on anything. So their organic traffic was next to zero. They never closed anyone from Instagram. And it was basically a business kind of just built on referrals, which isn't really a real business if you don't have any clear system for acquiring customers, right? The next bottleneck that was holding us back is that they had really no systems inside the business. There was no clear way of actually tracking leads, follow-ups, and so on. So there was no CRM to just manage all the leads that are in their pipeline and just basically, to just having a system there for actually converting, tracking leads, sales, etc. They had a very, very high no-show rate. Right, and this was a big problem when we initially started working together. We're generating leads, but no one was showing up, of course. And then there's no low sales conversions. Yeah, there's low sales conversions, and basically, like it was very hard to close on this offer, right? And there was an untrained sales team. There was no real closers on there. The founders were doing the closing themselves, right? So this is what we did to help. This is basically the strategy that we did to help them get to 23,000 pounds on a monthly basis. So one of the first things that we did was go into making content. So this, because this business had literally had next to zero content organically, we had to work on creating content, and we made three strategic YouTube videos, right? So I'll show them for you right here. So I made their YouTube page. We had 0 subscribers starting off. Now you have 26. But we made one which was the founder story, which is the video that we have here, which goes through the actual founder story of how I made over £350,000 as a business analyst. So he's the coach. So he trains people to get into the same career that he did, that allows them to make £350,000 working remotely, right? So that's a really great result that positions him as an expert, positions him as, someone who knows what he's talking about. So we have to put that and convey that in the video, because if when you think about it, guys, right, this is the offer to get you to this offer is a 2K ticket price for working professionals, right? We're running ads, getting people on sales calls and expecting them to fork over £2,000 without really knowing who we are, like if we're legit, or any pretty much not knowing anything about us. No wonder it was hard to close to close deals, right? No wonder it was hard for people to show up for calls. Is because they had zero information. This was like getting people. It's like asking a stranger on the street for £2,000 to help you to help them land a job, right? Not many people are just going to believe you, right? So the main obstacles that you have to kind of overcome, especially if you're a new business on the scene, you don't have that much not that many people know you, you don't have that much of an organic presence. You have to you have to show that, you have to have assets there to show and demonstrate to people that you're an expert, so people can trust you, believe in your credibility. Because the two biggest things that are going to stop people from buying from you, no matter what service or product that you're selling, is that they don't trust in your product, or they just don't believe you, right? Which are really essentially two sides of the same coin. So what I found a story is one of the best things that you can do and create. I recommend any business does this. Have a founder story in depth, especially if you don't necessarily have to be. So he's in a position where he was like in a place where his ideal customers would be, where he was working a job, transitioning to something new. But even if you just have expertise and you can show and demonstrate the proof that you've helped other people, and you can help them as well, you can put that into a founder story video to demonstrate, to get people to trust you. Is one of the best things that you can do, because you can pack a lot of information, right, into this, and it tells people a story. Like, I think, guys, human beings, this is a timeless principle, because human beings, before the internet or anything, but before written word, we used to share stories, right? History originally was through just stories, right? It's literally just stories. Think about the best-selling books in the world, the Bible, stuff. It's just full of stories, guys. So stories is a way that you can connect to people. Now, what I recommend is having a YouTube video in depth, plus 10 minutes long, because you can go in depth into your really in depth into your story and why people should trust you, right? This is a 27-minute video. And this goes through basically his entire story. You can see we've got the checkpoints here, and all of these questions of how we got into the space, what the benefits are from it, etc. And all of what this does is position you as an expert. What we did is position him as an expert, but if you do apply this for your business, positions you as an expert, that you know what you're doing, so people know, like, and trust you, right? Your videos do not need to be viral for it to make money. It can just be assets. I look at it as assets to help people convert, to nurture warm and cold traffic. Warm and cold traffic is just people that are just unaware of you, and warm traffic, people have some level of awareness. So go build trust, know, like, and trust with those people to get them to convert, right? So this one of the first videos we made, right? You can see it doesn't even have that many views, and most of these views was coming from the paid traffic that we're generating from Meta, right? The next video that we made was a video overcoming the common questions, overcoming the common objections, right? So common questions and answers people have about transitioning to a new career, and business analyst specifically. And what I did with these clips was just kind of like categorize all the questions that we asked him, then put it into 4 categories. And the 4 categories, so these are just your objection handling videos, right? Again, if you're a business owner, whatever business or service you're selling, think about what are the reasons people do not want to buy from you. What are the reasons that's going to be holding people from buying from you? And then you want to think about, okay, so how can I overcome that? What things can I say or prove or show to overcome that resistance, right? So what we did is so we made the long form video, which is the 26-minute one here. Then I separated into 4 different buckets, right? Now for this business, what we were doing was the main objections was because we're trying to just transition people into a new career. One of the main objections is people have how are we going to do that in sort of short amount of time if they have no experience, right? Another one was the price. People say it's too expensive. Um, People are unsure if it's going to work for them specifically, and then why should people even trust us because we have literally barely any organic presence, right? So what we did was we answered all of these questions in this video, and I split it up into these 4 buckets of just short form videos so it makes it easy for people to consume, and whatever problem people are dealing with, we have videos assets addressing those particular things, right? So that's another video we did. So I went down to London to record this for this client. And then another thing that we did was is had a playlist. We had a playlist of their student reviews and testimonials. Got them to ask the students to get the testimonials. We got about 11 here. But there's proof with testimonials. I recommend definitely having the video testimonials. Video testimonials is one of the best testimonials you can get because it's the ones that give, again, builds the most trust and belief because it's people going on an entire video speaking for a few minutes about you and your service, etc. To even make this better, if you're service-based business or coach, or you have a client that you helped, if you can get on an interview with them, long form interview that's about 10-20 minutes, even better as well, because you can provide a lot more information, and you can kind of guide what they say as well, and kind of open up about their whole entire experience, right? The reason why you post it on YouTube, I want to kind of post more long form thing, is that the more time people spend with you, the more trust is built, and you can deliver more of a message, and you can deliver more information and more of a message in those long form videos. That's why I recommend it, right? This is not a ton of content that we have, but it's very strategic and impactful content that gets people to know, like, and trust us enough for them to actually believe in what we're saying, believe in our product or service, see us as an expert and someone who can actually help them so that they can pay us money, right? Yeah. So I made those videos, and this was one of the first things that we did. We literally did not make a sale. We weren't making any sales apart from two. We didn't make any sales in like in months. Without until we actually came down, recorded these videos, and posted them on YouTube. This is how important they are. We're not making any money until these videos were there, right? Okay. Then we paid ads. So instead of running Google ads, I ran Facebook ads because it's a more of a video based platform. Although Google, yeah, you have YouTube, etc. Great, but I went on Facebook because it's more video led instead of like search based led. It's video led because you can convey more information there, and I just have a background in Meta ads, a deep background in Meta ads, and Google too, but more Meta. We chose to just cut out the Google spend, focus on Meta, video based platform, so you can convey more of a message. And we recorded the ads. So after we recorded these videos, we recorded ad for this business, right? One of the winning ads that we made, I'll actually show you guys the ads as well. It was in June. So we recorded the hooks, we recorded the CTA, and this is what the finished ones were looking like.
Give me 2 minutes and I'll show you how you can double your salary with fewer hours just by doing this. At this business school, we teach everyday people how to become business analysts. This is a role that is high demand across every industry. Our students go from feeling stuck to landing roles earning up to £75,000 a year, working from home with flexible work hours.
I was making about £35,000 a year, and I'm now making £55,000.
So you can see exactly what we're doing with the advertising there. I scripted the ads. I used AI to help me script the ads for the offer. Got the client to record it, and then we got it recorded, we got it edited, launched it as an ad, and that generated a lot of leads for this business, basically, right? So we're now getting targeted traffic of people who want to transition into a new career, right? So then we had to basically systemize the sales, right? So we onboarded closers with a clear commission structure. We have a 10% for our closers, 10% for our appointment setters. And what I did was start training. I have a background in sales from a background in sales. This was my first job. So I was training the sales team on how to close better. And we were recording everything, right? Another thing that we did is we actually got a CRM. So most of you are probably familiar with Go High Level. So Go High Level is a CRM that we use. It allows us to manage the leads in the pipeline, run the email marketing, basically all the marketing material, everything that you need for marketing, from the social media posts to building out the site, the funnel, etc. Like you can see, what we built. This is the funnel that we're leading people to from ads as well. The whole funnel and everything was built on Go High Level, so that's our CRM. And you guys can even see the amount of leads that we're that we're generating from this business over here. So I recommend Go High Level as a CRM. It pretty much has everything that we need over here. So yeah, I like it personally. I like it. I think it's a great CRM. So yeah, we're using Go High Level for that as well. So we kind of fixed these bottlenecks. We got from the traffic, meta traffic, the systems. We've got the CRM, which is Go High Level, and to help with the no-show rate, we start creating content, and to help with sales conversion, I started training the sales teams. Originally was the closer. Originally was the founder who was doing the sales call, but we decided it was best to just get someone, actual closer, to do it instead. So that's what we did. And these 3 4 strategies, right, is what we did to get to our first 20,000 pounds a month, right? And our previous month we literally weren't making anything, right? So our current bottlenecks right now that we need to fix is, first, we have a big cash flow problem, right? Because we allow people to split their payments up to 3 months, right? And most people opt for the 3 month payment plan option. But what that means is that we only collect a third of the cash up front, which is very, very bad for. I mean, it's not necessarily bad for cash flow, because it builds up the recurring on a monthly basis. So it's not necessarily a cash flow thing, but specifically, it's just we're not collecting enough cash up front, right? So we have a very low cash collected. So last month it was just only around £8,000, even though we generated £23,000 in revenue, right? So this hurts our ability to reinvest into ads to grow aggressively. So yeah, people are on payment plans, and then it means that it's just a longer time for us to collect all the cash from ourselves. We have a very leaky calendar at the moment, so our show up rate needs to improve. We're currently at 35% a show up rate. So this is it's not giving us enough opportunities to be closing deals, right? We're wasting ad spend, and then we just have less opportunities to make money, right? And then our third problem is we still have quite a lot of unqualified prospects. Not in the fact that they don't want the offer, is that they just can't afford it, right? Right. So we don't have enough people that have credit cards, or that are eligible for financing options. Not earning enough to invest, and people that are still too scared to move forward, right? So these are our current bottlenecks, and this is how we're going to fix that to help us scale to £150,000 by the end of the year, a month by the end of the year. That's my goal for this business. In fact, I want us to do a lot more, but based on the numbers and everything, I think we can confidently be doing this by the end of the year very easily, right? So what we're going to do to fix this is fixing our cash flow. So we've got a financing partner now with WAP, called Split It here, and we got it through our financing partners at WAP here. Right. So what this enables us to do is With Split it allows people to split their payments up to 6 months, but they give us the cash up front, right? They charge a 15%. They charge 15% to us, which we are going to pass on to our customers basically. So they'll be paying for that charge if they're choosing the 6 months payment plan. But it allows them to split up to 6 months, and how it works is that it's on a card basis. It doesn't require credit checks or good credit score or anything. They just need to check that you have the full amount in your available balance, and then it's going to hold it for like a day and then charge you on a monthly basis from there. It's going to remove the hold on the full funds and charge you on a monthly basis from there. So that's how Split works. We just got that. We just got approved for that financing partner in the US called Split, and it's great for us. It's great for the customers because what it allows them to do is split their payments for up to 6 months. But for us, it enables us to collect all the cash up front, so that we just collect more cash up front. So it's better for us. We have more cash available to reinvest into ads and other things, right? So that's going to that's fixing the cash flow. Well, it's not necessarily a cash flow, but it's fixing the amount of cash we collect up front, basically. And then the next thing we need to do is fix the sharp rate. So we're going to be hiring more appointment setters and implementing an AI setter as well to make sure our calendars are full. So a big thing is when we have a low sharp rate, and also we're not booking enough calls to fill out the calendars completely every single day, with even though we're generating enough leads. So we need to get more appointment setters for us to do this, and have assets and things to improve our show up rate. Our show up rate, and we're aiming for 55 to 75% show up rate, right? And then we're going to implement something that automatically cancels if people don't confirm their appointment through text, right? So this is the maths that it takes to get to 150,000 a month for this business, and this is why I believe it's unreasonable that we can't do this by the end of the year. I think we can do this within a month or two. So 150,000 a month is it's about 3 sales a day, and here's the numbers breakdown for our funnel, right? So 16 calls booked per day. So generated from Facebook ads. We're generating enough leads to be booking 16 calls a day, even at this rate. And we need a 75% show up rate. So that means out of those 16 calls, 12 will actually show. 12 will show. So out of those 12 people at 25% close rate, which is the target that I have for my team. Right now we're at a 20% close rate. I want to get to a 25% close rate, which I think can be a lot, definitely achievable once we get more book calls and people that are more financially qualified, that have credit cards that are able to move forward. I'm pretty confident we can get to a 25% close rate. We're not far off that anymore. So with 12 book calls, and a 25% close rate, that is 3 clients, right? And there's a 2K ticket price, so 3 times 2,000 is 6,000, times by 30 days is 180,000 a month, right? Now, which is past the 150K mark. On the weekends, though, we do work reduced hours, so it's probably not going to be 16 calls on a weekend. So that's the only thing. But yeah, those are the maths to get to 150,000 a month with this offer. So that's our plan. Right. So in the next video, I'm going to be going in detail every single strategy that we're going to be using and implementing to get this business to 150,000 pounds a month by the end of this year. That's going to be in the next video in this series. So watch out for that. Right. So if you want help scaling your business, if you want a predictable system to scale your coaching, consulting, or service-based business past £20,000 a month and beyond, or past like £50,000 realistically, this is a business starting from absolute like pretty much zero, right? And that we helped. But if you're already generating sales organically, you're already making a decent amount of money, it's actually a lot easier for you to implement these systems and start making a lot more as well. This is coming from a business that we kind of started from ground up with. So last month with our advertising strategy called AIM, and our advertising strategy is based on using psychological sales and direct response marketing leveraged by AI. And this is one of the best strategies that you can use that I coined AIM, that I developed because it's timeless. It's not dependent on algorithms. is because at the end of the day, it's going to be humans that are buying your products, right? So if you understand human psychology and you understand how to use AI to help you create direct response marketing material, you can advertise um, and generate customers profitably no matter what algorithm changes that they are. So with that strategy, we spent £3,940.58 last month. We generated 247 book calls at £12.27 a book call. And our ads and marketing material that I made was actually made with AI, right? Pretty much all we did was record the videos and edited the ads, right? So if you want a free video that shows exactly how that strategy works, click the link below, and I'm going to share that strategy. I'm going to share that strategy that we use to help generate, that you can use to help generate qualified book calls for yourself, for your business, for your coaching, consulting, or service-based business. So it goes in depth and shows exactly how the AIM strategy works and how you deploy that strategy for service-based consulting businesses to help them generate new clients and more without needing agencies, freelancers, or just wasting ad spend on unprofitable ads. So if you're a business that fits that category, click the link below. It's going to be in the descriptions of this YouTube video to watch that video. I think it's going to be very helpful for you. And apart from that, yeah, thanks for watching this video in detail, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.